Very good.
Let me try and answer, I think, the three broad issues within that, if I may. The first is the reduction in time from 5 years to 30 months. That is not at the end of 30 months you are deported. That is, at the end of 30 months, an assessment will be made as to whether, going back to the noble Lord's point, the country that you've come from is deemed to be safe. Now again, I hope, and this is the purpose of speeding up other measures in this, that we don't have long backlogs on asylum claims in the first place. Because part of the problem of why people are waiting 5 years and beyond is because the asylum claims are not met. And again, from our perspective, if an asylum claim can be met and speeded up, then a decision is taken either to grant asylum, in which case the individual has asylum, again, admittedly with a longer period for final settlement, or they are removed from the country under a deportation route. So the purpose of that is to try to again put some energy into the system to get that speeded up very quickly. He's asked about safe and legal routes and the annual cap. Now the Home Secretary is going to examine this and consult on this as part of the proposals, but I think it's perfectly reasonable to try and set an annual cap in discussion with where our refugee convention and other obligations are, to see whether or not, what can the country bear in terms of housing, support and everything else. In that annual cap is based on community capacity, and then we can, in my view, as we want to do, look at safe and legal routes that help support individuals to come here, rather than using the illegal routes, which are, I think, across the House, universally condemned. And we will maintain the flexibility that we've got for things like the Ukraine scheme and the Gaza scheme, because we don't know yet. If I'd have been putting this before the House 6 years ago, we wouldn't have been talking about a Ukraine scheme. Who knows what's going to happen next? We retain our international obligations to do that. Now again, he's asked about retrospection. That will be part of the discussion, and that will be part of the consultation that takes place. But legislation will be brought forward which will address what happens going forward, and that will be subject to tests by both Houses of Parliament.
My Lords, can I declare an interest as a participant in the Homes for Ukraine scheme, and still 3.5 years on, have a delightful Ukrainian family still living in our house. But just in the section on the report on the safe and legal routes, the options in the policy document include a route to safety for students and skilled workers. While such schemes may be a useful adjunct to sufficient open, safe and legal routes, does the Minister share my concern that in a world where such routes are, safe and legal routes are limited, we may send a message that young, healthy, skilled people are more deserving of sanctuary than others?
No, I don't. I think we need to look at the asylum claims of individuals based on their merits. And an individual can have an asylum claim who is not of working age or is not effectively going to be involved in education or student study. But the key point in the safe and legal routes aspect is that we need to look at what that is. We need to design a scheme, and we're going to have consultation on that. And my other point to the Right Reverend Prelate will be that the work and student visa route will be one that individuals can apply for during the course of their asylum claim. And if their asylum claim is granted, that gives another route into more longer term